is being recorded.
All right. Today being Thursday, February 23rd at 7 p.m., this is the sitting of the Sutton Historic Commission. And prior to this meeting beginning, I have to read the hybrid opening statement. Pursuant to Governor Baker's July 16, 2022 order extending the suspension of certain provisions of the open meeting law, this meeting of the Sutton Historic Commission is in a hybrid format with both in-person and Zoom component. To join this meeting, visit www.zoom.us/join and enter meeting ID 834-4167-9212 with a passcode of 953668. The meeting will be broadcast and recorded on local public access station Verizon number 31 and Spectrum number 191, and live streamed on the town's YouTube channel when available. Thank you. Okay. It looks like we have 2 members on Zoom, which is good. I think I have to do I have to do a roll call prior to, like, who's here? Okay. Let's start with present in the room. To my left, Paul, you present?
I am present.
Thank you. And to my right, Mr. Clerk?
Here.
And myself, I am here. And on Zoom, I can visually see Donna. Donna, you on Zoom?
Yes.
Thank you. And I see Rochelle's name up there. I don't see you, Rochelle, but can you hear us?
Oh, I can hear you very well.
Yeah, a lot of people say that about my voice. Okay, great. So we have a quorum tonight. One member was unable to attend and notified us prior to the meeting. So that's good. All right. Beginning with our agenda tonight, we'll do approval of the minutes from the prior meeting, which was January 31st, 2023. Present at the meeting was myself, Mark Brown, Rochelle, Christopher, and Donna. Paul was absent, so Paul would abstain from approval of the minutes, but we'll have 4 members, which would be enough for a quorum to approve. So I'll start in the room. Mr. Clerk, do you approve your minutes as you wrote them?
I do.
Okay, and I read them. I approve them as written. In Zoom, Donna, did you read the minutes from January 31st?
No.
Okay. And
I don't think I received them.
okay, I sent them out today. I think they went to your Gmail. Is that still an active account?
Yeah, I got the annual report.
Interesting. Okay. How about Rochelle? Rochelle, did you read the minutes
Yes.
as written?
Yes,
And
I
do
see
you
those.
approve those minutes?
I do.
Thank you. I think that's enough for approval, Donna. Is that correct? As long as we have 3 out of the 5.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and I'll make sure you get those. I'm surprised, but check. Maybe they went to your junk mail because they came from me.
I thought they were with the link.
No, that was the agenda with the link.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I sent them out Friday, I think. Okay. Well, okay, so approval of minutes. I clicked my pen just for you people at home. Yes. Approve as written. Thank you. And I will submit those to both the town clerk and the other department to add them to our website. Okay. All right. Public forum, seeing no other people present, we have no public forum or public hearings in the room or via Zoom. Is that correct, Cable? Correct. Thank you. So that brings us right to board business. On the board business, number 4 on the agenda was listed as our Center Overlay District request. For those of you who are not familiar with the Center Overlay District, and correct me if I'm wrong, Donna, but I'm gonna say 5 years ago, maybe? Could even been longer. There was a movement to get an overlay district in the center to allow small home businesses that would accommodate the feel and appropriate feeling and historic area of the center. There was a bunch of properties, many properties involved. However, it was shrunk down to just 4 properties, which now consists of Polly's, which I think is 318 Boston Road, or
314.
314, thank you. Thank you for that correction. And it's also 318 is in it, which is the old Beehive, as well as the blacksmith shop and the Sutton Center store. Those are the 4 properties that are now in there. There is a request by myself to add 334 Boston Road, and by doing so, I was informed that I'm an abutter of that. I abut actually behind the Sutton Center store, that I could ask anyone between my property and the center of 318 Boston Road if they would like to be included in that overlay. So I gave each homeowner between my property and 318 a copy of the overlay Sutton Center overlay district. Looks like it's the guidelines. Out of the 5 properties, which included myself, 2 others have asked to be added, and that would be 322 Boston Road as well as 324 Boston Road, which give a total of 3 contributing properties if it is sponsored by the planning board. Myself will be attending a meeting there Monday night, and on that, there's a letter enclosed that was given to the planning board. I'd like to read it, and then I'll abstain from any discussion because I think there might be a conflict, even though I'm not sure there really is, but I want to read the letter. I would like to request the planning board to sponsor an article to extend the Village Center Overlay District. The article would extend the district from the current westernmost lot of the district westward up to and including 334 Boston Road, known as Old Gibbs Tavern, and also noted as the first school in Sutton in 1732. The tavern, now a single-family home, abuts the district along a portion of its side lot line at 3 Singletary Ave. There are 4 lots along Boston Road frontage between 334 Boston Road and the existing district. At the time of this request, 322 had also requested to be included, who abuts 318, which is now in that district. I'll be reaching out to 3 other property owners of 324, 328, and 330 Boston Road to inform them of my request and determine if they would like to be included in this request. Please see the attached map with and without these 3 landowners. Either way, it is a continuous extension of the district. I feel it's an appropriate article for the planning board to sponsor as the town. The village center and these historic properties will at least benefit from architectural protections provided by the bylaw. We all could potentially further benefit from the community-friendly uses allowed through public hearing process within this overlay, and it's signed by myself. Included in that presentation is a overlay map as well as the bylaw for the village center overlay. So with that said, I've said what I need to say about it. If there's comments, I'll abstain from any, unless there's a direct question from me, to me, because it is my personal article and it's not a commission-sponsored article. However, I think the commission, if they feel appropriate, can make note either way. So with that said, I'll release the chair to Mr. Clerk. Mr. Clerk, if you'd like to inquire of all the members that are present, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. I don't have any particular comments, although I would.
Could you
really-
speak into your mic? I can't hear you.
I do not personally have
Thank you.
any particular comments about it. I would like to get a copy of the letter for inclusion with with the minutes, or at least in my records for the minutes. I don't know if everybody needs a copy or not. Let's see. So, Paul, anything from?
I guess the only thing I would say is I hope it would protect those houses better than it did the Beehive. Other than that, I don't have any comment.
How about you, Donna?
I would strongly recommend that the Historic Commission, vote to co-sponsor with the planning board the article to extend the overlay.
All right, and that's, I think as a chair, I have to address, is that a request? Is that a motion? What is that you are stating?
A request. I don't know when that should happen. Like after the planning board decides that they want to go ahead with it.
Okay, I'll comment after everyone's responded to answer that.
Anything else, Donna?
Nope, that's it.
Rochelle, anything from you?
No, I agree with Mr. Dunn as far as protecting the other properties instead of making them targets so that we don't have another Beehive situation.
Very good. Agreed.
You do realize that the overlay, I'm sorry to interrupt, it protects the property, but it also opens it up for uses that are currently would not be allowed in residential. Just to throw that in.
Could you explain a little bit more
Okay,
on
is
that?
commenting from members completed at this time? No other comment? No one wants the floor? Okay, with that said, Donna, your vote to co-sponsor the request after the planning board, if they sponsor it, I think is a good request. Let's see what they say first, because if they don't sponsor it, I think it dies in the water and we have to go individual instead of adding to the district a bunch of properties, number one. Number two, on Donna's question, Donna's statement about the, let's see, uses listed in the table of use of regulations under retail, trade, and service not otherwise defined shall be defined and clarified by the North American Industrial Classification System. Now, I'm gonna kind of shrink this up. There's two types. P, which is allowed without permit, and S, which is a needed special permit but is allowed, and that special permit is given by the planning board. So, we'll start with, there's business and professional offices are allowed under the guideline and obviously the bylaws. I'm not gonna read each and everything, but some of these are allowed. Some businesses and some trade professions. A neighborhood market under special permit. An antique shop, art studio, gallery, gift shop, flower shop, candy shop, and craft shop are allowed. Artisan live workspace is allowed. A restaurant, full service, under special permit, has to be approved. A limited restaurant under service is allowed but has to have a special permit and be approved. Catering, accessory to main use. A bakery, a cafe, a tea room, a tavern, a pub, under special use with a special permit, a theater, dinner theater, special permit under use, and an inn. No more than 8 guests is allowed under special permit only. And I think the spirit of this was to preserve the center as it stands in its design and its layout, not allow to control what happens for businesses in that area under the overlay district. So, not every property's in it, but these 3 would like to be part of it. Okay, I don't think I can really say much more, but I only answered your questions. Did I answer them, Donna?
I think so. I might. I don't want to play the devil's advocate, but
Mhm.
you could tear down Joyce's and build a new house, new residential house, and have a business in it.
That is correct. However, there is, number 8 is design guidelines and standards, and it needs to meet historic structures that fall between 1720 and 1900, and that it needs to have varying sloped roofs, unique chimneys, ornamental cornicing and brackets, open porches, use of wood, brick or granite, stone exteriors, ornamental casings on doors and windows, period doors and windows, distinct corner boards and gable ornamentation. So it's not like you could just build a modern looking house and put it there.
With vinyl siding.
With vinyl siding, correct.
I
Though,
don't think vinyl siding is not prohibited. Is not prohibited.
well,
in
under
the
number
overlay.
8, it's not listed, so I can't really answer that, but it's not
It's
listed.
not. It's not. It's not prohibited.
I understand. It's, it's as long as it's in the spirit of the character of the home, I don't think it would be denied.
Yeah, I'm, I'm just saying that what you're saying is that this is going to, that the overlay district was created to preserve the character of Sutton Center. And that's true. I think it was created as a business, sort of a business overlay district in the historic district. I'm not saying that I don't think it's a good idea to extend the district, but I have to I think that you need to understand that there aren't protections there, adequate protections there to make some big changes in the residential. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, understood. I think obviously if there isn't a structure or a property in it, it's open for whatever that property owner wants to do that's allowed in that area under R1 anyway. But I will read the number 1 of the overlay district, its purpose, so that if anyone at home wants to know. The town of Sutton finds it allowing a limited number of additional small-scale uses in our village centers may benefit the community by promoting continued use and investment in the historic structures. Additionally, allowing these uses may also provide for varied housing needs and local services closer to home. However, it is important that these additions maintain the historic, as defined in number 8, patterns and appearance that make our village unique. Therefore, the town implements this bylaw and designates certain Sutton Center Village overlay districts to encourage reuse of the historic structure and/or new economic residential growth that meets the following objectives. And then it goes on to read. So that's just that's the opening statement. I'll provide anybody with a copy of that. I might even have an extra one here tonight if someone needs it. Okay? All right. I think we did that. Number 5 is old business. Is there any old business? I'll ask each member that they want to present. Paul?
I have no old business to present.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk?
None for me.
Donna?
No.
Okay, and Rochelle?
No,
Okay, great.
Mr. Downer. Oh, not
I'm
for
gonna
you.
get to that in a sec.
Oh, you do have.
I do not have any old business, so that completes number 5, which leads us into number 6. Number 6 is new business, and I need to mention that I received a correspondence from Mass DOT, excuse me, in reference, I won't read the whole letter, I'll gist it. It's in reference to bridge replacement BR S-33-002, which is the Manchog Road over the Mumford River in Sutton. And this is the early environmental coordination. It was sent to different members. It describes the bridge and that the proposed project will be phased to maintain through traffic along Manchog Road to the greatest extent feasible. They noted that the existing bridge is located within a National Register listed Manchog Village and contributes to that village. They also are going to try to consult with an engineering design to develop a context-sensitive project with a replacement bridge and other features that complement the setting and the feeling of the village. I went down there on location, boots on the ground, saw all their marks of where the roadway extends to. I took many photographs of the existing structure. I've had a few residents reach out to me with some concerns of encroachment into some of those structures, as well as the bridge replacement feel and structure for the village. With that said, I went online with Mass DOT. I found the website for it. Ironically, it was opened in 2020. This was actually allowed. And it's allowed through I don't understand all the nomenclature or the design aspect, but it's allowed under some federal funding that the state's gonna get in order to fund this bridge project. Though nothing has been added at the website since 2020, and I did receive this on February 10th, and it appears as though the date was whited out to add the number 3. So I'm not sure if this is an older letter that was supposed to go out, or this is something that's getting feet now and they're looking to go forward with it. But they wish Mass DOT is gonna solicit any comments that the SHC wish to make regarding the proposed project, including input on design aspects to best fit the proposed project within the context of Manchog Village. Please submit written comments to so-and-so, attention so-and-so, and any questions or comments by email. So I have a copy of that letter. I can get it to members.
Was that letter copied to Mass Historic Commission? Did they copy?
It was CC'd to State Historic Preservation Officer.
Yeah,
and
okay, that's
Jacob,
Mass.
into
Yeah.
Mass DOT Project Manager.
Okay, thank you.
Those are the
That's
only
what
two
they told-
CCs on it, Donna.
Mass Historic Commission is the State Historic Preservation Office. They service in that capacity.
Okay. So it doesn't give me a date to respond by, which is unusual, but I think I'm gonna I've been requested to meet with some of the individuals that live down there. I think it's best to have them come to a meeting and express their concerns in a public forum. But I will certainly, go down there again and keep us abreast of any progress, because at this point, there is nothing in the stages on the website.
Is this our chance to get
I
rid of
wonder-
our own wooden covered bridge?
That actually has been proposed. I'm not sure how it would happen, but I know that there is a movement to possibly have a covered bridge in that area.
Really?
And I believe that the state has not ruled that out as of yet. However, it's premature to comment on anything as of now.
Question.
I don't,
Yeah, I think Rochelle, you had a question first. Please respond.
Now, how is this interfacing with the project that Manchog is doing for the flood zones?
So you're aware that the flood zone may incorporate an alteration of the waterfall, and that they may.
I'm asking you.
I haven't seen anything before this desk with any plans in place. However, I have been informed that there's a possibility that they will allow the Mumford River to flow freely again without a falls. Note, I did take photographs of the waterfall with the bridge because it's still a contributing feature to that area.
Well, my question is, with that bridge that they want to work on, the flood zones, how is it affecting if they do anything with what their projected plans are to prevent some more flooding in that area of Manchog?
I don't know. I haven't seen any of that. I assume you're meaning like overflow and will the capacity will be able to take it? Is that what you're saying, the bridge project?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
1950s when Hurricane Carol or something like that came along, Manchog was flooded out. This past year, we had heavy rains. The bottom floors of the number 1 mill was flooded out, and so they are looking into doing something about preventing that happening again.
Okay, and that I think that refers back to, I was informed that the waterfall may be an issue with the flood. So,
We'll see. We'll see.
I know.
I just know there's another meeting coming up, in I believe in either March or April, down at the Manchog Mills concerning that.
Can you keep me posted to that, if you don't mind, Rochelle, because I'd like to attend.
Okay, because I mean, Jen Hager is in charge of some of that stuff.
Okay, and I'll reach out to her. I thought it was premature at this point to kind of, like I said, according to the state website, nothing is, it's just in the planning stage, though it is all marked out. And all the wetlands are marked. I'm not sure what a pink and black ribbon stands for, if anyone knows what that is. I don't know that one, but they were all over the place near the wetland, so I need to educate myself.
What, are you sure that marking had to do with this particular effort and not perhaps what Rochelle
It could be.
is referring
I
to?
think
could be.
it pertains to what I was just talking about, because they've had engineers all around looking at some of that stuff.
Okay,
Everywhere. It's marked everywhere. Lots of markings.
right, so that sounds like it's the flood, not the bridge.
It's all around on both sides of the bridge and on both water sides of the bridge. So I'm not sure. It could be the flood. I don't know. But I did take photographs of all the lines of sight as well as the markers of right-of-way that are in the ground. They're not part of a flag system there. They were all highlighted as to where the roadway extends to, the width.
Is this the bridge that they're talking about, the bridge that goes over the river?
Between the old store for the Sutton Mills, which is a stone structure on the south side of Manchog Road, and as well as the post office on the north side of Manchog Road, on the opposite side of the bridge.
As I just wanted to make sure I
Mhm.
understood exactly which one we were talking about.
Unfortunately, I
Uh.
can't give a lot of information because I don't have a lot, but I'm sorry. Go ahead, Donna.
Who owns the dam?
Good question.
Don't know.
My
I
understanding is
mean,
dams,
if the state owns the dam, it might be an issue if they just don't wanna have to maintain it anymore either.
Well, the road goes right by it. I mean, the road's rotting away. They've had to put Jersey barriers to make sure people don't go over the edge
mhm.
right next to that dam.
Yeah, I know, it's, so I'm wondering if the state owns the dam or is it privately owned?
I will ask that question.
I think once they decide to get rid of a dam, very little can or is done to keep them from doing it, unfortunately. But
Well, it's in the early
should-
stages, and we can certainly.
I would like to, if it's possible for me to do it, attend the meeting as well in Manchog. So if you'd let me know when it is.
Sure. Rochelle, like I said, we probably don't get a notification of that meeting since we're not in that area.
I will work on it.
Okay, if you can just, like, even just send me an email, I'll forward it to the members who want to attend or whatever.
Okay.
All right. New business, Mr. Dunn, any?
I have no new business.
Mr. Clerk?
None for me.
Donna, new business?
No, thank you.
And Rochelle, any new business?
Nope.
All right. That brings us to number 7, which is announcements, correspondence. I have 2 quick things. The town report, annual report, I sent out today. I don't know if everyone read it, but if they did, I spoke with the clerk, town clerk, just to see, what we need in there. She said we didn't need to add any verbiage, but I felt as though it was important that we did, justifying the 5 meetings that were held during the period. So I think, I don't know if I have to actually take a vote, but I suppose, how about we just, is there any comment on the Historic Commission annual report from you, Mr. Dunn, and any additions or subtractions?
Nope, short and concise.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, is there any additions or subtractions or comment you'd like to make?
So in the last meeting, it was, we discussed that we might need to put some accomplishments in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I saw necessarily accomplishments other than we held meetings, but the timing is such that I'm not sure if there were, for the very specific time that the annual report covers. I think
that I requested,
One moment.
may even have predated a lot of like the unified stuff, which we were focused on.
I think it caught the trees at the end in May, April, May, June.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did mention, just so you know, our commission addressed several historic alteration applications during this period and attended on-site viewings regarding impact areas. I went to that unified one for the tree and the marker, which I think was June. I don't think it was the July, because we didn't have one in July. And we've worked, so I did mention that, and I asked the clerk, she said, unless it was something, like you just said, that was a monumental thing that we participated in, we didn't really need to add much.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to follow up on that.
Is there something you want to add?
No, I think it sounds like you covered it with more of a generic statement, and it's, when I saw what was originally requested for the town report, it
Yeah,
did
just-
not seem to want anything too specific
Mm-hmm.
anyway. So I think that fits in with the intent of what they had wanted.
Okay.
But as I said, it was discussed last meeting, so I did want to just follow up on it to see if I suspected that's how you handled that.
Yeah, it's, I'll be honest with you,
have
we didn't do
confirmed
one last time, the year before, because of COVID. And I had, the last one I did was probably in the early 2000s, so I forgot which year I do it, to be honest with you. But I think this is okay so far, and I agree with you that I'd like to add some contributing factors if they were addressed. I'm not sure if I missed something, let me know. Or if you even think that Unify was after that, but I'm pretty sure it was before. It was a lengthy process that went on the table, off the table, on the table, off the
Yeah,
table,
it's
from last spring.
it was kind of hard to follow.
Mhm.
It was one of those that came back, faded away. But-
Okay,
Okay, no, I'm fine with it as is.
thank you. Donna, you wanted to make a comment?
No, I'm good.
Really? No, I thought you wanted to
Yeah.
say. Okay. No issue, no additions or
No.
subtractions. Okay. Rochelle?
Nope.
Okay. I think then I will submit this tomorrow to the town clerk to be added to the annual report. Okay. And then I had one other announcement correspondence. Donna was gracious enough to send me a link for, I believe it's the third online class or instruction or education of the reuse of property elements by MHC. Am I getting that right, correct, Donna?
It's reconstruction rather than demolition.
Okay.
And this, you can go to the website and see the past meetings they had. It's an interesting alternative. It's to a demolition bylaw where reconstruction is special crews. People have to be trained to take the buildings apart, and the buildings are then resold. The parts of the buildings are resold. And Massachusetts is looking into this right now, and this is just the committee that's doing that, and it's very good for the environment.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really something that's going to prevent a historic building from being demolished, but it could, in a long shot, if someone had to deconstruct rather than just come in and demolish, they might give second thoughts for reuse of the building. But it's just environmentally more efficient. It's better for the environment. And I don't have any of the figures on the top of my head, but they go, the people who do this are trained to go in, and they take everything that can be used is taken out of the building. Everything that can be reused is taken out of the building.
And repurposed either in another structure or reconstructed. I know that it mentioned they save elements if they can.
Right. I
So-
think, I don't know, you probably didn't know Lynn Mosher, but her husband, she graduated with my sister. Her family ran the Blue Jay, but her husband is Vermont Salvage. And I believe that they do reconstruction. You might be able to get information from them, but the meetings are very, very interesting, and um, it might be a more palatable alternative to demolition.
Okay. I did go on that website. I did view the two prior meeting gist of it. And this particular one coming up is actually the people that would find reuse and repurpose. So I did sign up, and I will be on the
Oh,
Zoom.
good.
So, you know, maybe we'll have a cup of coffee together. It's at 1:30 in the afternoon, if I remember correctly. And
Yeah, I thought I had signed up for that, but I'm not sure. I'll have to make sure I did. It's just very interesting. The uh uh what state is it? Washington. Is it Washington state that does this? Has been very successful.
I don't
Do you
know.
remember?
I don't
Do
remember.
you remember, Keith?
I don't remember which state. I know there was a few of them that felt it was a viable option. They were listed like 5 states, if I remember correctly, but I don't know
Yeah.
who's actually using it.
I believe Boston has is um, making it an option, and I don't know if there's any other places in Massachusetts, but it's it's just really I thought it was a real interesting alternative to throw in there. You know, bad enough that taking a historic house down, they put it in the dump, you know? So I found it interesting. You guys might too.
I will forward the link to the members, and I will say this: for at least 25 years, I've been saving elements from houses that have been torn down in town. For instance, the Grease House up on 8 Lots, I had the staircase,
Oh, yeah.
windows, doors, um, elements that were removed from other structures in town.
Do you have the whole staircase?
I have whatever the Historic Society does not have on display.
Because it was a double one.
Yeah, and I had windows and doors, so anytime someone in town was doing a improvement project that needed wavy glass, window sashes, doors, wood, wide boards, whatever I had or have, I give to them as so long as they're repurposed in that project. And
Yeah.
most people don't know that, but I have been approached and I have donated that stuff. So repurposing is a great project. As a matter of fact, some of the wood was even used to build furniture, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's why, I think this deconstruction uh is a good in a lot of ways for um for a community instead of demolition.
Excellent. Rochelle, any comment?
No, I'm listening,
Did I ask you-
gathering up information.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm just listening to the conversation, gathering up information.
Outstanding. I'll send you that link, and you can read the other. They go over 2 other programs that were presented earlier in the year, and this one's in March. I believe it's March 17th or something. I'll send that to you. Mr. Clerk, any comment or any addition to that?
No, I checked out the website as well, based on that, and it seems It seems like it makes perfect sense. That seems like a common sense thing.
Doesn't it?
It's like, but yeah, I can see these days everybody has to be instructed to do anything. But yeah, seems like a good plan. But
Well, maybe we'll all be in that class, I'll forward it to you, I'll try to get it out tomorrow. Mr. Dunn?
I follow your footsteps a lot because I do focus on old homes a lot in my career. I have plenty of old wood, wide planks, specialty trims in a building behind my house. I reuse it in my projects quite frequently. So it's not that much harder to do it, and I do it all the time.
And you'll find the quality of that material
The
is
straight grain of that wood is amazing.
superior to anything you can buy today that
Right.
isn't croaked or warped.
Yep.
I agree. Outstanding. Okay. Any other members have any announcements or correspondence other than mentioned? Please feel free to comment. Hearing none, that leads us to number 8, which we would need a motion.
I can make a motion to adjourn.
Motion on the floor by Paul. Is it seconded by?
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, Rochelle did it first. Thank you, Donna. Rochelle did first, second motion. With that said, I need to do a roll call vote on the motion to adjourn. Donna, your motion, the motion to adjourn, do you for or against?
4.
That's a yay. Thank you. Rochelle, you seconded. I assume you're a yay.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Dunn,
Yes.
that is a yay for Mr. Dunn, who's present in the room. Mr. Clerk?
yay, I'll save you that. I'll save you the translation.
I have to sound professional. Okay, and that leaves me, and